right, are we all here, or let's see. I'm missing Mariana and Jeff, I believe. So we'll wait a couple minutes and then we'll get started here in just a couple minutes so that we can give the other board members time to switch on over.
Jordan, you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I'm on the right spot. Okay.
All right, perfect. Yeah, let's go ahead and looks like we've got everybody here. Let's just do a check-in, make sure everybody's audio is working. So Trustee Fishman.
Hi.
All right, Trustee Edgar.
I'm here.
Trustee Lindley.
I'm here.
Trustee Battenfeld.
Here.
All right, Trustee Cundy.
I'm here.
And Trustee Martinez.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep. All right, perfect. And our student trustee is unable to make it today. And so let's go ahead and reconvene to the open session. Announcements of reportable actions. There was no reportable action in closed session. Approval of the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees minutes. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All right, motion by Trustee Lindley, second by Trustee Edgar. It's a roll call vote.
Trustee Battenfeld.
Aye.
Trustee Edgar.
Aye.
Trustee Fishman. Aye. Trustee Cundy. Trustee Cundy.
Aye.
Trustee Lindley.
Aye.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye. All right, so that passes 7-0. All right, let's go ahead and, oh, before I forgot I got my little talking points that I need to make sure everybody's got. So if you're joining us for the first time, we're holding the meetings for the rest of the year in through telephonically or electronically through Zoom, and we'll continue to conduct the meetings. The board members participating from remote locations. No in-person attendance will be accommodated or permitted. Our board is committed to continued education and safety of our students, faculty, staff, and community stakeholders. Public comments will be allowed at appropriate times, which we're coming up to here in just a second here. We aspire to be true to the format of our meetings as much as possible. Webinar format provides us with that ability. Trustees and Dr. Chong, as well as media staff, will be the only panelists to begin the meeting. And attendees cannot speak unless they're allowed to by the host. If you have a public comment, you'll be promoted so that you can speak during the 3-minute allotment. And same thing with people that are speaking about different topics. So VPs, if you could be prepared if Dr. Chong calls on you to answer any clarifying questions for the Trustees, please keep all presentations to the following time limits. So public comments, 3 minutes per person, monthly updates, 5 minutes, and board presentations, employee of the month, and special presentations, 8 minutes. Voting is going to be, for all items, will be via roll call votes. And there was an opportunity for you to submit comments by email or phone prior to the meeting. I think I think I have one, but if they're here, they're going to speak. If not, then I'll have Zara read it for us. And if you have a public comment, please raise your hand. It's the button on the bottom of your screen. If you're dialing in the meeting, for the meeting, please use the *9 on your phone to raise your hand. And that is that for that. All right, so let's go ahead and go over to public comments. So I know that we do have one public comment that was sent into us. Does that person, if that person wants to speak, please raise your hand. And I've got Tani Tosconi to talk, so I'll go ahead and Tani, you should be able to unmute and speak.
Thank you, Trustee Burns. So I'm sorry for the last minute reach out on all the Proposition 15 support item that you have on your agenda. I believe it's D7 today. Just so you know, the Sonoma County ag community, in fact, all of California agriculture is extremely opposed to Prop 15. Although it does suggest that agriculture is exempt, only ag land is exempt. It does not exempt fixtures and equipments and improvements that our farmers have done to the properties. And so in a situation like Sonoma County, where we have such high land values, and high property values, the $3 million exemption really, as you might guess, is a little different than in Imperial County or somewhere else. So Sonoma County agriculture is going to feel the brunt of this proposition should it pass. And to give you an example, if somebody was to plant a vineyard today, for 5 years it would be assessed at the planting value, maybe $300 per acre per year. And by year 5, it will go up to $1,500 per acre per year. So you might imagine, since everything's going to be reassessed at the fair market value, the value of a dairy milking barn is not going to be the fair market value of a property. And so it is going to have a detrimental effect on so many different sectors of our agriculture community in Sonoma County that I can't even imagine that we wouldn't see some of our long-term, many generation farmers go out of business. It's expected it will have a detrimental effect in all of Sonoma County. And it also has a huge negative effect on small business. If you take a look at the No on Prop 15 coalition and look at the lists of organizations that are opposed to Prop 15, you'll find many seniors organizations, small business organizations, building organizations. It'll have a detrimental effect on housing for Sonoma County as well. So, and most importantly, there's probably not a community college in the United States that has such a great connection with its ag community than Santa Rosa JC. And I mean, if you think about the Dutton Pavilion and the Bolettos and the Martinellis and all of these families that have supported Santa Rosa JC throughout the generations, they're going to be the relationship will be constantly and permanently fractured between Santa Rosa JC and the ag community. So thank you so much for letting me speak, and I look forward to hearing your discussion later on this agenda item.
Thank you, Tani. And next I have Maria Arguin.
Hi there. My name is Maria Arguin, and I'm here on behalf of Mecha de SRJC. I am here to read a letter that we wrote as an organization. So here it goes. Dear board members and President Chung, on behalf of Mecha de SRJC, today we come to share our disappointment once again for the lack of leadership in working with faculty to provide more STEM classes to students this fall. It has become clear to our organization that the administration has little, if any, collaboration with faculty during these challenging times for all students. During an email that Vice President of Student Services, Pedro Avila, sent to students on June 8th, he wrote, "If these courses are critical for you to reach your educational goal, I highly encourage you to consider other alternatives." We recently found out that the faculty were not consulted prior to this email having been sent to all students. Most community colleges have made decisions of their fall semester classes long ago, and yet it was not until last week that SRJC decided what it would do. Students who have been expecting to continue their STEM classes here are now scrambling to figure things out. Some online colleges are private and tuition is hundreds of dollars per unit, and our low-income students who were to get financial assistance at SRJC must now hope that they will be able to take those classes here in spring 2021 or borrow money during a recession to pay for these private college classes. We are disappointed because this institution has been paying outside consultants to come and discuss equity and openness to diverse populations, yet many of the students who are being affected by not offering these courses goes against everything the institution is preaching. Many online classes in anatomy, physiology, or microbiology were not accepted from students who were pursuing a nursing degree at Santa Rosa Junior College. Have y'all made sure that this will not affect these students when they are sent away for fall? It appears that since SRGC was guaranteed fire money, which means the institution is guaranteed funds from the state due to the 2019 fires, administration has forgotten how worried they were just a few years ago about enrollment and budgets. Just a year ago, Vice President Pedro Avila told Mecha that there were no funds to increase the student pay to $15. But today, SRJC does not seem to care about enrollment. While in the past, you, the board, have been very much hands-off, it is time that you start asking questions and make the administrative changes necessary to make sure SRJC continues to graduate competent individuals who will join the local job market. We invite you, the board, to consider if you have the right administrators running the institution or if it's time to look elsewhere for the right individuals. In closing, it is important to remember that this is an election year, and starting this year, unless you do your job every election cycle, some of you will be replaced. Mecha, the SRJC stands for equity for all and will continue to advocate for all students. In solidarity with all students, Mecha, the SRJC. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And do we have, I've got Ron Redman had submitted something and I don't see him here. So if I could have Zara read the statement that he had submitted.
Thank you, President Burns. My name is Ron Redman, and I'm commenting on the proposed construction of cell towers on the SRJC Santa Rosa campus. I've taught health professionals here for 25 years. I'm a registered nurse and have a degree in community health. I worked for 30 years as a cancer nurse at Memorial Hospital. I want to tell you from a community health perspective what a horrible idea it is to put cell towers on the JC campus. Like I once did, you probably think cell towers cannot be that dangerous, or the government wouldn't allow them to be built in populated areas. This is simply and tragically not true. When AT&T wanted to put a tower next to my house in Berenier Guerneville Elementary School, I would have thought nothing of it. However, my brother-in-law, who was a cell tower repairman, had recently died of a new and increasingly common type of esophageal cancer, so I did my research. Jeff was occasionally told to do a repair on a tower and he could feel the microwave emissions. He called his boss to tell him the tower was on, and his boss replied, "It's a quick repair, just go ahead and do it." A 10 or 15-minute exposure would put him in bed for 2 to 3 days with vertigo and nausea. I talked to his oncologist, who told me they are increasingly seeing this new third type of esophageal cancer, and it completely resists treatment. As predicted, Jeff died soon after treatment. Finally, some studies are being done in the US. Animal studies done at the National Toxicity Program are confirming studies done in other countries. Studies done years ago in Germany and Israel showed a 300% to 400% increase in cancer amongst those living near cell towers, as does the recent animal studies done in Italy. We would be exposing our students to this, or worse, since the industry is converting to 5G. Before manifesting in cancer, microwave emissions can damage our immune, nervous, and reproductive systems. We are facing unprecedented and so far unexplained increases in autoimmune diseases and congenital problems such as autism. Little is being done to identify the causes. We are the subject of the biggest biological experiment in history. Listen to this insane fact. The accepted safe limit of microwave radiation in nearly every other country is 10 microwatts centimeters squared. In the US, it's 580, 58 times higher. These levels are set not by the EPA, but by the FCC, which is led by a former attorney for the telecom industry. The federal government has made it clear they're interested in profits for the telecom industry and the taxes they make from it, and not in our health. We have to watch out for ourselves. The tower proposed for my neighborhood was scrapped because the Board of Trustees of the local water company who owned the property that AT&T wanted to lease listened and did their own research and voted against it. They chose people over profits. Now you can do the same. Thank you.
All right, any other public comments? Seeing none, we will go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda. Just Employee of the Month. All right, and I will introduce Henry Langford, who's going to be presenting the Employee of the Month award.
Hello.
Right,
Can everybody hear me?
you can.
Hank.
Okay, great. Thank you all very much. President Burns, President Chong, Board of Trustees. I'm honored to sit here before you and introduce to you your Employee of the Month for August 2020, Mr. Forrest Johnson. I'll just read a little history here with Mr. Forrest to you all. Forrest works here at Facility Operations. He is my HVAC technician for the district. Forrest has worked for the district for 12 years, and in that time has become a tremendous asset to the district, with not only his knowledge and strong skill set, but as well as his exceptional people skills. He has become one of my go-to employees when a job needs to be done and urgently. At one point, a few years ago, Forrest was the only HVAC technician that this district had for about a year and a half, which was a huge undertaking. Forrest demonstrated his skill set, his perseverance, and his personality very well during that very tremendous pressure time for him. Every day he kept moving forward. He worked on building the HVAC system, training new employees, and always had a smile on his face. He always had a willingness to step forward and take the lead. He can be seen from time to time, Forrest, just working with faculty members and helping students, guiding them to their locations where they need to go. He's always willing to lend an ear to a coworker in need, regardless of the problem. Forrest, over the years, has always demonstrated his commitment to his trade and to his coworkers and to the district. He is always willing to come back to work after hours for any problems with a can-do attitude. Forrest came back a couple of times over the past few summers when things got a little heated in the IT server room. And I believe because of his efforts, the district avoided a major IT shutdown due to overheating to that system. Forrest is truly one of the most caring people that I have, and his dedicated family man, always willing to talk about his daughters and wife, and his tremendous employee. And I am honored to work with him and very proud to present Forrest this opportunity for the Employee of the Month. It's well deserved. So thank you, Forrest, very much.
Thank you.
And with the array of balloons he has in the background, we have gifts provided by his coworkers, as well as a temporary certificate of Employee of the Month and his temporary certificates for Bordeaux Culinary Building for lunch. So the new ones are coming, Forrest, I promise.
Thank you.
Forrest, you want to say anything? Or are you good?
I just want to say that I'm super proud to be a part of the SRJC family. It's been 12 years that I've been here, and I look forward to coming to work every day. And that's saying a lot. We have a great community here. I have amazing coworkers that, you know, help support this school, and to be recognized for that is it makes me really proud. So just thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for everything that you do. All right. Thank you, and we'll be seeing you maybe on campus sometime in the future.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
right. Take care. All right, let's go ahead and move on to updates. We've got Terry Lindley, Trustee Lindley for BFC.
Okay, thanks, Jordan. Board Facilities Committee met on August 4th. Update was provided on solicitations in progress and purchasing items submitted for Board of Trustees approval today, August 11th. Pedro Avila, Robert Ethington, Kate Jolly, Brian Bassarini from GHD, and Aaron Stagg from School and Colleges Legal Services presented an update on the student housing project, including requesting authorization to file a CEQA notice of exemption. Update on IT and media projects, fact ops, and major capital projects were provided. Highlights include daily Zoom training courses by media technicians are still well attended by faculty and staff. Help desk is preparing for remote work during fall semester. Several sustainability projects such as central plant, LED lighting, retrofit, sub-metering, and microgrid plant are moving forward full speed. Petaluma Science Edition and Petaluma Student Life projects are making progress. An overall project schedule is being developed for Petaluma Construction Trade Center. In CAD project phase 2, DSE design approval is anticipated late August, early September, with construction starting shortly thereafter. 708 demolition is complete. Button Foundation buildings demolition will begin late August. Lindley Center for STEM Education bidding is complete, and award of contract is on the agenda for board approval today. Foundation has temporarily moved to Annalee Village. Building E and Human Resources has moved to Busman. Security enhancements, RFQ is issued, starting the bid phase. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Trustee Fishman, Foundation.
Yes. The Foundation Board will hold its first of a two-part board retreat in September to discuss further strategies and goals for the Foundation. A strategic planning task force has been established, currently working on vision, mission, and values. Friends of Petaluma had a retreat on Monday, August 10th to begin to create a development plan for the upcoming year. We received a $500,000 grant for sustainable agriculture at Schoen Farm from the Alvin J. Hansen Foundation. The funds will be distributed over 3 years and require a $500,000 match. The foundation is currently working with the Ag Trust to identify prospects and create a plan to raise the match. The foundation has worked with leaders of the Black Student Union to establish the SRJC, and I hope I say this correctly, Saubana Black Student Union, or the Black Student Scholarship. Subana is a Swahili word meaning, I see you, you are important to me, and I value you. The scholarship will be launched with the proceeds from Senator Mike McGuire, an SRJC alum, annual fundraising event this Sunday. It's a virtual event, or it's a drive-by chili feed if anyone's interested. For the year for 2019-2020 overall, the foundation secured $7 million in total funding for the student and program support. And that's it. And I didn't lose it this time.
Thank you. Dr. Chong, President's report.
Thank you, President Burns. I am interested in the chili feed on Sunday between 1 and 3. I'll be at Luther Burbank with the Black Student Union trying to raise funds for the scholarship program. I ask all of the board members and the public to join us and support our Black Student Union and the scholarship fund that's been established by Senator McGuire. Really want to appreciate Sarah Lagos and the foundation for their leadership in hooking us and linking us with Senator McGuire. The opening of school is on Monday, next Monday. I've already greeted adjunct faculty members today, and on Thursday I'll be welcoming 35 new full-time faculty members. It's very, very exciting. Students are registering. Enrollment looks pretty healthy, and we are going to be live in the public safety program up in Windsor, as well as all the healthcare programs in the Race Hall. We also were able to negotiate with Dr. Mays in terms of allowing us to open up some STEM sections with labs so that our students could continue to pursue their healthcare careers. I really want to thank Vice President Jane Saldana-Talley and Vice President Kate Jolly for helping with that. I want to invite all the board members to attend our virtual PDA Day. We're going to be honored to have Lasana Hote come back to speak to us, and we'll continue our commitment in terms of learning to be anti-racist, and I look forward to hearing Lasana speak again. We've also submitted a grant application, the Kaiser Foundation, for $1 million, and this money would be used to help support our student housing project. I want to thank Jay Molino, Brianne, and Pedro Avila, and all of our team for putting together this proposal. It passed the preliminary round, and now it's going to the national competition. So keep your fingers and toes crossed. Finally, we have a quarter-cent sales tax. The homeless and mental health quarter-cent sales tax will be on the November ballot. SRJC is going to partner with the County of Sonoma, and should this sales tax pass by a 2/3 majority, the JC will garner between $600,000 to $900,000 of much-needed funding to support our mentally ill and homeless students. So you'll hear more about the campaign to come. And finally, in closing, I want to congratulate David Guin, who contacted me yesterday, the Assistant City Manager, and informed me he accepted a position to be the Executive Director of the Grayton Rancheria. David has been a true partner representing the city of Santa Rosa on numerous issues within the college, including the cell tower, which is not on campus property, which we are fighting, and Kate Jolly is leading that effort. And David's been very instrumental in helping us with our student housing project as well. So we look forward to working with David in his new capacity, and I want to just thank him on behalf of the college for his support of SRJC during his tenure with the city of Santa Rosa. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Chong. Serafin Fernandez, Measure H update.
Yes, good afternoon, President Burns, Board of Trustees, Dr. Chong, and to all that join us virtually. We continue to make great progress on projects under construction. COVID-19 safety guidelines continue to be enforced to ensure that workers maintain a safe and healthy environment. To start, a quick update on our sustainability projects. The Center Plant Project on the Santa Rosa campus, a project which will capture about 51,000 gallons of water a day and reuse it for irrigation, toilet flushing, and cooling of buildings, is currently out to bid. Bids are due on August 20th, and we plan to bring this contract for your approval next month. The LED retrofit project is retrofitting 6 buildings on the Santa Rosa campus, as well as buildings 100 and 200 on the Petaluma campus. We are a bit over 70% complete with the project and will be 100% complete by the end of this month. The microgrid project is making great progress and on track to complete by January of 2021. At the Petaluma campus, the Science Edition project is working on finalizing the landscaping. We are also in the process of ordering lab equipment and furniture to make sure that the spaces are ready for academic use by spring of 2021. The Student Life project, sorry about that. Student Life project is moving right along. The exterior steel canopy has been installed, including new signage, giving the campus its new distinct welcome entrance. The project is scheduled to complete by December of this year. The construction trades training center planning is moving along. We will have the architect contract for your approval, for your final approval next month. The Lonely Center for STEM Education successfully bid on July 30th. As you may recall, we pre-qualified 3 general contractors. Only one bidder was able to make the bid deadline with a base bid of $73,366,726. Part of our strategy was to include several bid alternates in case the bid came in over budget. Because the bid came in under the estimated $82 million, we are able to accept at alternate 1, additional landscaping and site work. At alternate 1 was bid at $845,900 for a total contract sum of $74,212,626. To give you a quick glimpse of the alternate, the base bid includes soft and hard landscaping surrounding the actual building, as you can see on the screen there. The alternate included the landscaping to wrap around Baker Hall on the east side. It also includes additional parking and pedestrian circulation at the Lot B parking lot. And then the landscaping and site work also extends through Scholars Road. We have confirmation from the contractor that all scope has been captured in this bid. It was a very competitive bid with an average of 4 to 6 subcontractors bidding per trade. This is really good news for us, especially during the very unpredictable pandemic time. The Busman remodel for human resources is complete. Phase 1 is complete. The staff has moved in and is getting settled in. Phase 2, the project is currently out to bid, and that will open on August 20th, and we'll have a contract for that for you to approve next month. The Emeritus Security Project is also complete. Cap projects, Bailey Field is complete, and phase 2, the new field house and pool, is at DSA, and we are expecting that to be approved by DSA at the end of this month. Doyle Library first floor is moving right along, making great progress. We are scheduled to have that project complete by the end of this month. Demolition project 708 Elliott, that demolition is complete, and you have a notice of completion for approval on your agenda this afternoon. And then you'll also have the contract to approve for Button Foundation buildings. These 2 buildings have been vacated, and we have utility disconnect from PG&E ordered, and that's ready to take place as soon as we execute this contract you approved today. At Schoen Farm, we're making great progress. At the barn, we are complete with floor and wall repairs, and the roof replacement will begin probably towards the end of the month as soon as materials are delivered. The food processing facility will go out to bid this Thursday. And the Larkbeck Temps relocation, we did receive approval from DSA on this project, and we're in the process of getting that bid package ready to put out to bid. The security enhancements project, this is a district-wide project, is currently out to bid for, we have a request for qualifications for design builders. We plan to have a short list ready by mid-August and select the final design build team to present to you for contract approval in September. and then shortly after that, get this project moving. Today, you have several board items for your approval. In addition to the ones that I mentioned earlier before, you have a few change orders, some notice of completions, and then some of these major items that I have on this slide. I want to point out to you the Pioneer roofing project. That contract was procured using the cooperative purchasing agreement program that allows us to use piggyback on previously procured contracts by the federal government. And so we were able to secure a good price for that re-roofing of Pioneer for $552,466, and that's on your agenda to approve today. Also, we're asking you to approve the energy management system standards. What these standards will do, it actually proposes that we sole source Allerton controls as a controls for the district. These are controls that are currently on the majority of the buildings on campus. And by sole sourcing them, it will allow us not only to have more efficient management of our HVAC systems, but also reduce cost in the management of the systems. Also, there is a contract for JGM Construction Management Services. It's an amendment to their original contract. If you may recall, JGM was shortlisted under an RFQ conducted by the purchasing department. We previously awarded a contract to JGM to manage the district-wide security project. And so right now we are in need of additional support for the capital projects team to carry out some of the projects that are in line to get moving, including Garcia Hall modernization and also the PSTC expansion project, which is one of the new classroom buildings projects that was approved by the state for matching funds. This does conclude my report. And if you have any questions, I'm ready to answer.
Any questions from the board?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, Trustee Battenfeld.
I just, with all the approvals, I just want to make sure that, especially for the consulting and the management, that we're still following the Measure H budget. We're all still within budget for everything that we're approving and doing, just because I haven't seen that in a while. I just wanted to confirm that. Thanks.
Okay. Yes. So as far as the construction management services, they are within the budgets for the respective projects. And the fact that the last 3 months, we've actually experienced really good bid results, that is helping us stay within our budgets. The last 3 months, including the STEM project, have come in under our estimated budgets.
Perfect. Any other questions from board members? I've got a couple of questions just so that you can, I was going to ask them later on, but since you brought them up in your report and we got you here already, so that you kind of, you answered most of the question on the Pioneer Hall roof replacement as far as procuring it. But I was just also curious, I mean, 552,000, it's not a large building, right, Pioneer? It seems, I don't know, maybe there's complexities to the roof or something like that, but it seemed pretty high for, are we?
There are complexities to the roof. The contract does include both materials and labor. I think that if you're comparing to other recent roofing projects that we've done, we have procured those in, we've separated the installation services from the material contracts. So the scope of this and the size of this roof is pretty average to the way that, as far as cost for the roofing projects that we've done. One thing that I would like to point out is that we are planning to reuse the clay tile. So this contract amount does not take into account any clay tile that we may have to replace in case there are damages to the clay tile. So this is basically the underlayment system of the roof. But it is pretty much in line with most of our roofing projects as far as cost is concerned.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure, I mean, since it doesn't seem like we did do it, went out for a competitive bid, that we are actually getting, something that's competitive or under budget, or around budget, at least not over budget. The other question that I had that I saw on your last slide there with the, it's just a small change order. Well, I shouldn't say small, but small in comparison to some of the other change orders. It's the C10 on our agenda today, the Doyle Library first floor modernization project. In there, it mentions that the cost includes revising the door hardware and card readers to comply with the JC hardware standards. I was just curious, I mean, when we bid this out, was it not known that we were going to need to be in compliance with our hardware and card readers?
When the project was actually designed, and this is one that had to go to DSA, we were working with the standards pretty much in parallel. So the design that went into DSA did not include some of the changes that were made at the sort of the last minute on the standards, on the security standards. So that's where the difference between came in. So by the time we bid the project, the standards were coming before you for approval. We had just finalized them just prior to that. So we weren't able to capture that right during the bid phase. So we made the modifications during the construction. But we worked really close with the contractor to make sure that we weren't paying a lot more than what we needed to. And we had a pretty successful negotiation with this contractor to make sure that we were paying fair price for this change order.
Okay, perfect. That's all I have. Anybody else have any questions? No? All right. Thank you very much, Seraphim.
Yeah.
All right, no student trustee report. And so we'll move over to other board members. Before I go to looks like Trustee Fishman has her hand up. Before I go over there, I just wanted to, I'm going to turn it over to Trustee Battenfeld here in a second. So the ad hoc committee consisting of myself, Trustee Battenfeld, and Trustee Martinez have been collaborating, and looks like we've come to some final kind of thoughts on the committee. And so I'll turn it over to Trustee Battenfeld, who's been working on it quite a bit, and I want to appreciate everything, all of the efforts Trustee Martinez and Trustee Battenfeld put into it, but especially Trustee Battenfeld for working on this and drafting up a proposal for the committee.
This is just going to be a quick summary, but we have we are moving forward to set up a committee of the board, a racial justice committee that will support the efforts of the JC to implement the resolution 1520 that the Board of Trustees passed at our last meeting in support of solidarity with Black African American community and the commitment to greater equity and anti-racism. So we've set up and defined some tasks of the committee, and figured out membership of the committee that will include the 3 members that are on the ad hoc committee, the college president, students, faculty, professional staff, management staff, and also community residents of our district. And so we're going to be, by the end of September, we're going to be sending something out to all the staff and to the community, outlining the committee, the commitments of being on the committee, and then there'll also be a request to submit short written applications that will be due sometime in October. And then the ad hoc committee will be selecting the members, and then our goal is to have our first meeting, obviously via Zoom, sometime in October or early November. So just expect to be getting application materials and information and hoping that we get a really good group that will help us review our policies, give us input on priorities, review proposals, and really help us assess and monitor and do oversight on making sure that we're moving forward in a really positive way for the community, and to establish better equity and anti-racism initiatives on the campus. And so again, yeah, I want to thank the other 2 members of the committee for helping, and you'll be hearing more soon. Thanks.
All right, perfect. Any board members have any questions on that, or? All right, then I will turn it over to the rest of the board. Trustee Fishman, you had your hand up.
I did. I have a comment to make. That at our March 11th, 2020 board meeting, the board voted 6-1 to censure Trustee Don Edgar. A censure is the most severe disciplinary option within the board's purview. This decision was based on the findings of an ad hoc committee that I was a member of. I understood at that time that Trustee Edgar had no intention of resigning and would serve out his term. I had hoped that he would not run for re-election, but he has filed papers to run again. I want to publicly state that I do not support his candidacy and think that this is an insult to his constituents, the community at large, and the Santa Rosa Junior College community. Board members need to hold themselves to the highest standard of behavior, and Don Edgar has failed in this regard. Thank you.
And thank you. Any other trustees have any comments or updates? Trustee Battenfeld.
I appreciate Trustee Fishman's comments, and appreciate the work, and I know the work that you and Trustee Fishman did on the committee. I voted to censure Don Edgar as well, and I'm also disappointed that he's chosen to run for re-election. I don't think it serves SRJC, our community, our students, our community, to have someone who's been censured for fairly severe wrongdoings be on the board. And I support what Trustee Fishman said, and again, I also do not endorse Don Edgar's candidacy for re-election.
All right, thank you, Trustee Battenfeld. Any other board members' comments? Trustee Martinez.
This is just a random commentary. I just want to give a round of support and love to all of our classified staff, our faculty. As many of you know, I am a student affairs professional myself in a community college, and we are about to start classes. And I just want to send you all of the love, all of the support. Just know that because I am getting blown up and I only have 50 students every day for the last 2 weeks. And I just wanted to send and help them understand that we know exactly what they're going through, especially as an educator in that field right now. So sending you all of the best vibes possible, especially in the next 2-3 weeks, as it will be really crazy. And I wish I could join your PDA, but unfortunately it's my PDA as well. But just wanted to do that before the end of the day, just because I'm working 12-hour days right now. And so I know how it feels out there, and just know that we are definitely making all of the decisions, thinking about you and thinking about what will be the best way to support our students in our community in Sonoma County. So just sending that out there for them.
Perfect. All right, thank you. Any other board members have any comments or updates? All right, then we will go ahead and move on over to reports. Speaking first, Julie Thompson. There you go.
Thank you. Board President Burns, trustees, Dr. Chong, and members of the college community.
On Wednesday, July 22nd, the Senate convened for its second special meeting of the summer. I would like to thank trustees Battenfeld and Fishman for attending. If there were others of you there, I apologize for not seeing you there. Our agenda included a listening session and a Q&A with members of the Black Student Union, followed by a Senate discussion of the creation of Black Studies and Ethnic Studies programs. Senators and guests expressed robust support for the creation of both of these programs, for beginning with work on the Black Studies program in recognition of the Black Lives Matter movement and the importance and opportunity of this historical moment, and for a collaborative process that includes faculty, students, administrators, and classified staff. BIPOC faculty colleagues made strong and compelling statements regarding the need for this work to be led by BIPOC faculty members. Vice President of Academic Affairs, Jane Saldana-Talley, and I will soon be initiating the process of convening the task force that will begin this work. As the Senate is committed to a sustained response to the BSU demands that are within its purview, our August 19th meeting will include a discussion of faculty professional development that responds to BSU demands for equity, diversity, and justice in our institution, as well as a diverse and culturally competent faculty. Faculty professional development ripples out to other BSU demands. For example, Professional Development Coordinator Tara Jacobson recently suggested a community of practice on hiring practices as a way of addressing the college's need and desire for a more diverse faculty. For those who are unfamiliar with the community of practice model, it is a type of professional development program that takes place over a period of time, usually an entire semester or academic year, and that it involves a specific committed group like a graduate seminar. Faculty colleagues with expertise in an area create a community of inquiry, reading, reflection, and change with other faculty members seeking growth in a particular aspect of their professional lives. Tara's idea acknowledges that some departments' conscious, deliberate hiring philosophies and practices have led to strong diversification of their faculty, and faculty members in other departments may benefit from deep, sustained conversations with those colleagues. I would also like to thank the board for agendizing their draft resolutions today on propositions 15 and 16. Both propositions have important implications for the well-being of our college in terms of funding and diversification of our faculty, and the Senate will consider supporting these propositions at its August 19th meeting. This concludes my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Julie. Kathy Mathis.
Well, I'm here, but they can't get, I don't see the picture. So anyway, so can everybody hear me though?
We can hear you, yes.
Okay, good. Okay. So good afternoon, President Burns, Board of Trustees, Dr. Chong, and fellow colleagues. Next week, we start a new academic year like we've never experienced in over 100 years with a pandemic. My fellow classified professionals appreciate the college's commitment to continue to work remotely from home to ensure our safety. But working remotely from home from now an extended period brings more concerns. Last month, I reported the Classified Senate is putting together a working remotely climate survey for all of our classified professionals. We'll be sending that out the beginning of next week and anticipate for many that the issues will be IT issues. And Kevin Snyder, I know you're listening, and I appreciate him reaching out to me, and we'll most definitely get a lot of issues resolved once we get this climate survey done. It is our hope that working with the department that they'll help us make their work less difficult. For example, many have been using their own personal computer equipment and are now experiencing problems with their personal computer system and can't afford to replace them. So the survey will be very necessary and working for the present day and in the future. At our latest Classified Senate meeting on August 7th, we brainstormed on some concerns that we hope the college will be willing to work with us on. The reorganization from the ERI in certain areas is still not confirmed, and many are still doing work in multiple departments and really need to find need a final confirmation of where they're working and who their direct supervisors are. This has been promised. This was promised after the ERI was completed, and since they we just haven't seen anything completed yet. So we really need a completion on that. Mentoring, with the changes in the hiring of some replacements, and a very needed is mentoring in the new positions, especially for the newly hired from outside the college through outside recruitments. And this mentoring needs to be compensated by those doing the mentoring. It's not a secret that the faculty have been compensated for mentoring and other compensation during the time of COVID. And classified is demanding compensation for extra work they're doing, that they have been doing also. And the Office of Classified Senate President gets very release time as to be a part of the shared governance. The AFA President gets 50% release time. Academic Senate President gets 50% release time. SEIU President gets 50% release time. Classified Senate gets nothing, no release time. So it basically, yeah, you work your full shift and then you try and make time for the meetings, and then what's expected of you as classified Senate President. So they have been, the classified Senate is asking that we bring that up to equity as far as release time, and especially since they're expected to go to so many meetings to be included in the very important piece of shared governance. And they can't do that work in a full-time position. So it makes the job of President of Classified Senate looks very stressful, and people don't want to do it. So we need to change that so that people stand up for classified Senate and are part of that. Sadly, and very importantly, Sonoma County and California is not winning the COVID pandemic. The future is looking grimmer and grimmer, which could and most probably extend the college beyond being online for the entire school year. I know nobody's saying anything and whatever, but we're demanding that very equitable discussions with classified representatives be included at the table of discussion if this does go into spring 2021. We don't want to be left out of the discussion. Another concern that's very important to me personally and to most of the classified Senate is our Giving Tree program. I was in the office the other day delivering something, and I was looking at the calendars of events and stuff, and I realized that this is the time of the year that I kind of do the timelines and we figure out how to do what the Giving Tree. And I started to cry, thinking that, what do we do now with the Giving Tree? And Zara, I want to thank you so much for drying my tears, because she brought an idea to us that we do everything online, that we do like a GoFundMe type program that we donate to, and then we get gift cards for the students. We won't be able to do wrap presents. We won't be able to do the Giving Trees with the hearts and stuff. So, so the Classified Senate is working towards figuring that out, how we can be completely online, using donations online, and then having a gift card distribution at the same time. We want to do that before, they want to do before Thanksgiving, because then the students can use those gift cards to go shopping for their families and their children. So be looking for that. Stay tuned for the Giving Tree in the time of COVID and how you can contribute. Lastly, Classified Senate is putting their support behind Proposition 15 and 16 also. The latest court rulings to stop the opposition from stripping the word diversity in the ballot won, I think yesterday, Dorothy, was it yesterday or Friday? It went to court. Proposition went to court on how it's going to be worded in the ballot, and they wanted to take the word diversity out of that proposition. That proposition is a measure that will increase diversity and equal opportunity in California, and we encourage the board tonight to put the support behind Prop 16 and Proposition 15. Thank you, Board Trustee Battenfeld, for your work, and others to see that pass in November. And that concludes my report. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Kathy. All right, next up we have Dakota.
Hi. All right, so let me just get situated real quick. Alrighty, so hello Board of Trustees members, Dr. Chong, SRJC faculty, staff, and students, and fellow community members. My name is Dakota McGranahan, pronouns they, them, and I'm the student body president for Student Government Assembly. I only have a few updates for you this month as we are finally transitioning into the fall semester, which feels crazy that we're already here. So Student Government Assembly has completed their first 2 meetings of our term. Additionally, we've just completed, as of today, day one of 3 of our annual SGA summer retreat. We will be having our 3rd SGA meeting as a special meeting on our 3rd day of our retreat on August 13th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. I'll include a link to our meeting agendas and minutes in the chat. And it'll also contain the Zoom link for our meeting Thursday and for future meetings. But I will be finished with the agenda for Thursday since it is a special meeting, actually right after my report. Some other updates I have, after hearing public comments from our first 2 meetings, the SGA unanimously postponed all appointments to the Student Government Assembly until the 2nd week of the fall semester. We will be revisiting appointments at our 5th meeting on August 24th, 2020 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Be sure to check your emails in the coming weeks, both board members and community members and general public. We are going to be announcing the vacant positions as well as their job duties and requirements to be an SGA. A final note I have is we've begun working on inviting each of the trustees to come to SGA and present as a special report. We'll be inviting you individually. So thank you to Sebastian Bustamante for bringing this item to our attention. Me and our Vice President of Student Health, Maria Araguen, are going to be working on creating a plan together to invite you all to come in and to speak one at a time. So check your emails for that as well. Other than that, on a personal note, I mean, I'm just gearing up for getting ready for classes, and you know, once SSCCC has been more in full force, the Student Senate, I'll have more updates on that. But that's my report for today. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dakota. And next up, we have Sean Martin.
Thank you, President Burns, trustees, President Chong, colleagues, and members of the community. I'll begin by once again thanking our administrative colleagues on the district negotiation team for the collaboration with AFA in reaching agreement on numerous difficult subjects of bargaining in preparation for the fall 2020 semester. It's been an exhausting and humbling experience, to say the least. We couldn't have covered so much ground had we not benefited from the superb leadership of both AFAs and the district's chief negotiators, Kayfrin Deltischer and Jane Saldana-Talley, respectively. We're especially grateful for the compassion our administrative colleagues have shown in helping us provide numerous leave and other load reduction options that will greatly help our faculty members navigate these difficult times. Next, I'd like to reassert AFA's commitment to support efforts to address any structural racism or injustice in our organization, at SRJC, and in our community. We're of the view that a genuine commitment to labor fairness is coextensive with a commitment to inclusion and diversity. To this end, we're pursuing numerous actionable avenues as a union and in collaboration with our community affiliates, which will improve our ability to serve our members and our students, as well as our beloved college. The AFA leadership applauds the board for the resolutions you've prepared in support for Proposition 15 and Proposition 16. AFA will entertain endorsements of Proposition 15 and 16 at our first Executive Council meeting on August 26th. The passage of these propositions promise to greatly facilitate our mission to provide high-quality educational opportunities to our community while making progress in our efforts to improve diversity and become a more inclusive and just institution. AFA looks forward to working on reforms to our shared governance structure at SRJC. We've already begun collaboration with our colleagues in the Academic Senate, identifying areas where an appropriate respect for faculty purview demands change. We're eager to consider any input the district may receive from a partnership resource team visit to SRJC. That said, we wish to reassert our opposition to the use of funds derived from the PRT visit to hire an outside consultant for this effort. To begin, we believe these funds would be better spent providing support for members of the SRJC community, but more to the point, shared governance, as the name implies, and as regulations and law afford, should be conducted primarily by the relevant constituent groups at the college. Finally, I'd like to express my deep respect and admiration for faculty members who are working diligently in preparation for the fall semester, despite profound obstacles caused by the shift to remote instruction and student services. The district has been generous in helping alleviate the hardships faculty members face in maintaining operations online, but there's no doubt most faculty members are working above and beyond what is required or even requested of them. We want to thank our district colleagues and our students for their patience and understanding as faculty enter into this endeavor, as we also recognize the need to show the same to our classified and managerial colleagues. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Sean. And Sandy Segala.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Yes. Good afternoon, President Burns, Board of Trustees, Dr. Chong, colleagues, and community. Well, we begin our fall classes 1 week and hope we all have a great fall semester during these trying times of working remotely. I believe we've come a long way since mid-March when this all began, and as we had to consider working remotely to finish out the spring and summer class sessions. I believe within these 5 months, we're now more experienced for the upcoming fall, and we continue to communicate remotely. And I want to apologize to everyone in that for the confusion last month as I was trying to be heard for the delivery of my SEIU report. There were tremendous technical difficulties, not only on my 2 computers I tried to work with, but with the Zoom app as well. It was extremely difficult, many problems. And I think it was the perfect example of Kathy Mathis's report last month in regards to how difficult it has been for the classified working remotely. And it really has been a challenge, and I'm looking forward for the day when we can return back to work physically and be present in our job sites. So I hope you all were able to hear my report in July. With the technical difficulties I experienced, I want to acknowledge our excellent team of classified employees that we have in both our media department as well as our IT department. They all demonstrate much calmness when problems occur and extremely helpful in fixing the technical faults, and they have great service. I want to thank you to the team and these teams in these departments. Thank you very much. And then also SEIU has worked very hard this year to get 2 important initiatives on the November ballot, the Proposition 15 and 16. And I want to thank the board for placing these 2 propositions in support by resolution on your agenda today. As you are aware of the importance of Proposition 15, that being passed by the people in November, it will raise needed revenue to invest in schools and vital services for communities across the state, and also known as Section School, known as the School and Communities First Initiative, which will be a key component to the state's recovery and reinvestment, delivering nearly $500 million each year to California's community college. And this initiative impacts the big corporations, not the homeowners, the renters, or the small businesses, or any kind of apartment complexes. Once this proposition is passed, and I believe in the year 2024, it will take into account and implement it, I think 2025, a percentage estimate just for the district, I believe, is about $10.5 million per fiscal year of a total of $12 billion that's on the stated in the initiative. So with the challenges from the fires and the current COVID pandemic situation that we are in, these funds will really help the district's funding situation. So I encourage a yes vote on Proposition 15. And then Proposition 16 will repeal the Proposition 209, which prohibits the public institutions and community colleges from making race and gender informed decisions. And it has hurt, not helped California by prohibiting time-tested affirmative action programs that bolster the education and job opportunities for undeserved communities. With that being said, and in our current climate of structural racism in our country, if passed, it will help our college districts in the hiring of individuals from underserved communities with employment opportunities. And again, I also encourage a yes vote for Proposition 16. Want to give an update on the classified study review and our PDQs that we will be scheduling a meeting with the contract Siegel to update our initial agreement timeline, as they had agreed to allow us an extension of 2 weeks to get our job descriptions submitted. And so we just finished the first phase and we'll be working towards the second phase. And then finally, while working with HR when classified professional employment issues arise, and looking at the board approved reorg structure, I just want to give a shout out to Pedro Avila, Vice President of Student Services, for his immediate attention efforts, his strength and creativity when classified professional employment issues occur and SEIU seeks urgent availability of employment opportunities. And Pedro has always is encouraging and supportive, and I want to thank Pedro for your support. And this ends my report. Thank you for your attention today, board.
Thank you so much, Sandy. And last but not least, Sarah Legos.
Good afternoon, President Burns, members of the board, Dr. Chong, and college community. It's been 151 days since we last saw each other on campus. I'm certain when we all left for spring break on March 13th that none of us expected to still be in this place more than 150 days later and preparing for the start of fall semester next week. While our summers didn't look much like we anticipated, and I know mine didn't because I didn't end up cruising the Greek islands like planned, our management team work continued. Summer generally tends to be a time for catching up, planning ahead, and taking time to breathe. I'm grateful to our management team for continuing to persevere because at the core, our work is dedicated to helping our students find their paths and achieve their dreams. And that work continues even though we're at home and even through this strange summer. So let me share with you a few of the truly outstanding folks we have on the management team and the work they have done over the summer to prepare our students, our colleagues, and our campus for the start of fall semester. Victor Tam. With our dedicated STEM faculty and staff, Victor and team navigated a complex process to determine which STEM labs could be transitioned to online learning and which needed in-person in a laboratory setting. Always at the core were the guiding principles of providing a high quality and safe educational experience for our students, faculty, and staff. Victor's patience, perseverance, and passion for his students and cluster will move forward our students' academic progress towards their goals, even during these uncertain times. Robert Ethington, Genevieve Bertone, Michelle Viduri, Hilary Zarate. We know the best way to retain students is to welcome and connect them, which is a challenge in this virtual environment. Together, these managers and their outstanding teams have put together the SRJC Virtual Welcome with week-long workshops online and a virtual resource fair. The goals are to welcome new and returning students and let them self-select the workshops and resources they need as they begin the fall semester. We are grateful for their service to students as they continue to identify ways to keep moving forward and connecting and engaging students. Hank Langford. Whether he's ensuring the cleanliness of our buildings, nominating his staff for Employee of the Month, picking weeds, or moving signs, Hank and his hardworking facilities and grounds team are finding ways to maintain our buildings, keep our campus running, and even finding opportunities to catch up on long delayed projects while maintaining social distancing and health and safety standards. Although the campus is quiet of students and staff, Hank and his team are anything but as they prepare and plan for supporting students and classes this fall and beyond. And don't be afraid to pick the weeds yourself if you happen to be on campus and see some of those pesky stragglers. Tammy Sakanashi. In collaboration with SRJC administration, Tammy oversaw the preparations for health sciences classes, including our nursing program, to return to in-person class this summer with the appropriate social distancing and face covering protocols. Thanks for being the guinea pig. These programs provide the essential workers our community so desperately needs during these challenging times. Brad Davis. Since March, Brad and his excellent, highly qualified, and amazing team have transitioned the Career Hub, work experience classes, student employment, and more to online classes and virtual experiences, always with an eye for bridging the connection between career services and academic courses. Our students are work ready when they graduate from SRJC, and Brad and his team provide the essential services, skills, and support for students to land those great jobs and internships that will make them an integral part of our local business community. These are just a few of the outstanding managers who serve our college every single day. I am proud to work alongside this management team and to know our work together changes lives in our community. But as you well know, the typical routines of life are disrupted still, and that seems to make everything feel a bit more challenging and strange. I remain heartened and proud of the work our management team has accomplished this summer to prepare our campus, our faculty, our staff, and our students for another semester of remote learning. There have been plenty of difficult moments and experiences in the last 151 days, but there is no other group of individuals I would rather navigate those waters with than our management team. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Sarah. All right, let's go ahead and move over to our consent agenda. Is there any items on the consent agenda that we need to pull and move over to the action agenda? No? All right, perfect. Then let's go ahead and I'll entertain a motion to approve consent agenda C1 through C17.
Move to approve consent agenda items C1 through C17.
Second.
A motion by Trustee Edgar, second by Trustee Fishman. It's a roll call vote.
Trustee Battenfeld?
Aye.
Trustee Edgar?
Aye.
Trustee Fishman?
Aye.
Trustee Cundy?
Aye.
Trustee Lindley?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee Burns?
Aye. All right, perfect. Let's go over to action agenda, personnel actions, and that was passed by 7-0. Personnel actions for August 11th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Lindley, second by Trustee Edgar. Any, I should be asking, any public comments on this item? Any board comments on this item? All right, roll call vote.
Trustee Battenfeld?
Aye.
Trustee Edgar?
Aye.
Trustee Fishman?
Aye.
Trustee Cundy?
Aye.
Trustee Lindley?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee Burns?
Aye. Warrants, D2. Do I have a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Cundy, second by Trustee Edgar. Any public comments? Any board discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Trustee Battenfeld?
Aye.
Trustee Edgar?
Aye.
Trustee Fishman?
Aye.
Trustee Cundy?
Aye.
Trustee Lindley?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee Burns?
Aye. That passes with 7-0. And D3, establishment of the district standard for energy management systems and direct digital control. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion by Trustee Edgar, second by Trustee Battenfeld. Any public comments? Any board discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Battenfeld? Trustee Edgar?
Aye.
Trustee Fishman?
Aye.
Trustee Cundy?
Aye.
Trustee Lindley?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee Burns?
Aye. That passes 7-0 as well. D4, California Environmental Quality Act, Notice of Exemption for the Student Housing Project. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Edgar, seconded by Trustee Battenfeld. Any public comments? Any board discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Trustee Battenfeld?
Aye.
Trustee Edgar?
Aye.
Trustee Fishman?
Aye.
Trustee Cundy?
Aye.
Trustee Lindley?
Aye.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee Burns?
Aye. And that passes 7-0 as well. All right, Resolution 21-20, intent to enter into a ground lease and coordination agreement for the student housing project.
So moved.
Motion? And a second?
Second.
Motion by Trustee Lindley, second by Trustee Edgar. Any public comments? Any board discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Trustee Bettenfeld,
Aye.
Trustee Edgar,
Aye.
Trustee Fishman,
Aye.
Trustee Cundy,
Aye.
Trustee Lindley,
Aye.
Trustee Martinez,
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye. That passes with a 7-0 as well. D6, Resolution 22-20 in support of California Proposition 16, repeal Proposition 209 affirmative action amendment in 2020. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Trustee Fishman, seconded by Trustee Battenfeld. Any members of the public? Any board discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Trustee Bettenfeld,
Aye.
Trustee Edgar,
I'm going to abstain.
Trustee Fishman,
Aye.
Trustee Cundy,
Aye.
Trustee Lindley,
Aye.
Trustee Martinez,
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye. So that passes with a 6-0 and 1 abstention. And D7, Resolution 23-20 in support of the California Schools and Local Communities Funding Act of 2020. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Second. Okay, motion by Trustee Battenfeld, seconded by Trustee Martinez. Any public comments? Any board discussion?
Yes, I do, Jordan.
Go ahead, Trustee Lindley.
I think Proposition 15 right now is very poor timing. When you look at the effect that this can have on especially agriculture here in our local area, the grape industry, the wine industry, the dairy industry are going through some extremely difficult, challenging times right now. And the last thing they need is to be taxed on their property over and above what they're already being taxed on. So I don't favor this proposition at all. Thank you.
I would
Go ahead, Trustee Fishman.
answer a point of clarification for me. When I read the Prop 15, all commercial agricultural is exempt, land is exempt, and it's only on brick and mortar for brick and mortar over 3 million. Is this correct or incorrect? And can someone clarify for me? Am I wrong? Do I misunderstand? Is that your understanding, Terry, that it doesn't, it exempts agricultural, commercial agricultural land?
It exempts the land, but not the buildings and structures, which makes a tremendous amount of cost and expense.
Right, but it's only for buildings over 3 million, right? Is that right?
That's as far as I know, yes.
Yeah. And
I've got.
Go ahead, Trustee Cundy.
Yeah, I'm very. I'm not supportive of this resolution due to the fact I think I agree with Trustee Lindley what he said. It's just very poor timing. It kind of. The other thing is it puts. We have a huge donor population from the agricultural community, and everything that's been done, supporting of the school, and I think this is going to put a wedge within that situation. This will be a thing that's due to the voters. I just think by us taking a position on it is not a good thing to do at this time. Where you're alienating part of your community here in the county, since agriculture is such a large part of Sonoma County. So those are my comments.
Any other? Yeah, go ahead, Trustee Battenfeld.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm in support of it, and although I appreciate the comments that Ag made, and my support for 15 is obviously in no way to not show support for Ag. I'm a strong supporter of our Ag programs and the support we get in the community. Prop 15 is strongly endorsed by the California Community College League, and it's one of their priorities this year. And they're asking boards to support the state efforts of Chancellor Oakley and the state board. The state student senate is working to pass Prop 15. The Faculty Association of California Community Colleges, the California State PTA. I mean, there are a lot of groups that I think have, looked at this proposition and feel that it really will, especially because of some of we're all facing financial challenges, but really, we really need to support education right now in this state. And I think that Prop 15 is a good way to do that. Thanks.
Any other board members? All right, then we'll go ahead and go to roll call vote.
Trustee Battenfeld?
Aye.
Trustee Edgar?
Abstain.
Trustee Fishman?
Aye.
Trustee Cundy?
No.
Trustee Lindley?
No.
Trustee Martinez?
Aye.
Trustee Burns?
Aye. So that'll pass with a 4-2 and 1 abstention. And that is the last item of business that I have on here. Until next time, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye. That was quick.